Yo, what is up guys? I'm here hitting you up with a new video. Before we start with this video, I wanted to let you know that you can support me again with the content creator program, link in the description below. And hey, if you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe. I basically upload every single day. Additional tip for PC players, you can now set your frame rate to 144 frames. And to get most out of your frames, set your resolution to 1080p. Thank me later. Let's start with the video. Yes, I know, I did the unthinkable. I actually got a full grid set to run on my CEO with actually decent substats on week 1. And because I am, I guess, one of the lucky few who actually was able to make a set work, I wanted to show you what impact a full workshop set has on your characters. Before I show all you the stats and combat power, I will reveal her old. I will equip the old set to her, show you the stats, and then I will re-equip the full grid set which I'm currently using and show you then the stat comparison. So there we go. This is the set I was running on my CEO for the longest time. Palace set with a 4-piece skeleton set. Everything was plus 20. Now let's take a look at her stats real quick. We have a total power of 121k total CP. And if we look at her stats, we have 31.8k HP, 85 precision, but that really doesn't change. We have 46% crit rate, 173% crit damage, 7.4% depth penetration, and 1.2% damage increase, and damage reduction 0.97%. Now we are back with the full grid set on CEO, and now let's compare the stats overall. Now when I click here, yes, I know what you can see here, we have now 147,000 total power. That's 26,000 more than before, with an all purple equipment, gear equipment, and it's not like even everything is not even done yet. Yeah, we have only we are halfway done. We have 4 pieces at plus 20 and 4 pieces at plus 15. Full purple build, we can push the CP by 30k. Absolutely insane. Now let's take a look at her stats again. So now the one thing that changed is we have no less HP, but now we are maxed out on the crit rate, 50% crit rate. We now have a little bit more crit damage, I think 5% more than before. We have now 7.99% depth penetration, which was roughly the same, 7% something. And now we have a damage increase of 14%. That is a 13% increase from the previous build. And on top of that, we also have a nice damage reduction increase from below 1% to now almost 5% damage reduction. Now I want to show you the stats, and just to explain why it is so insane to use the burning sets right now, let's take a look at what I equipped. So the first thing is I have additional defense. It could be already better if I had HP or something, but you know what? Didn't get that, and I used that piece just because I have crit rate here. But you can already tell, like if we compare, let's compare that maybe to Alicia. Where do I have something with damage increase? Now let's say here, for example, we have damage increase plus 2 on a gold piece, which is 2250, and on a purple piece, just plus 1 is almost as big as 2 upgrades into the same stat. The stat increases into damage increase and depth penetration on these sets are ridiculous, guys. Also the crit rate, almost 1k. And if you can get 1 upgrade, you're at 2000 crit rate points. If you compare that to any other piece, that's like 1200-ish. 1 upgrade is as strong as 2 upgrades on other pieces. The increases are insane. Now let's take a look at the different one. Crit rate, same high base value. HP is even slightly higher, not too much, not too crazy. But the really crazy parts are really defense penetration, damage increases, crit rate and stuff like that, and crit damage as well. Now what we can see, a depth pen and damage increase 1 upgrade, 2000 points each. Here we have another piece, so here 1900 in crit rate, a little bit of HP, defense. And then here we have a crit damage piece, a purple one, 4100 50 points in crit damage. That is already 1000 points more than what you get from a legendary, from legendary boots from Encore missions. Insane. Absolutely insane. Then let's continue this real quick. Here we get 3400 additional HP. These are also really huge, because the stat increases for the flats, for the main stats, is also increasing by a lot. Then we have here HP, attack, basically the same thing. Here I just try to add all the stats I can find to max whatever I had that works best for CO. For example, here the purple one, we have HP of 20%, which is almost a 4% increase. And then here, for example, crit damage +1, already 2000 points into crit damage. And also interestingly, the additional MP, I think, did I max something out? Let me check. No, I did not. But here you can also get, actually let me compare it real quick. So here, a +20 legendary additional MPPs compared to a +15 is exactly the same. That's also what I noticed, is that +15 purple burning sets are similar main stat wise, very similar main stat wise compared to legendary Encore set pieces and instance dungeon pieces, level 55 equipment, okay? But the substats and the increases on the substats are way stronger. Also, I'm using a full set of the Burning Blessing set on my Fisher. With this set, I have a damage reduction of 16.8%. Like, damage reduction actually does a lot, starting with level 73, level 78 here. You cannot underestimate damage reduction, especially for maybe support units. So if I had to rank all three sets, the Blessing, the Greed, and the Curse set, my personal number one would be the Greed set being rank 1, the Curse set being rank 2, and the Blessing set being rank 3. And usually with your breakers, the accessory side set of things didn't matter too much and wasn't as strong, so that's why you can actually get full potential out of a full Greed set. And CO is the unit which benefits the absolute most out of that set, because to utilize Burning Greed the most is you need to use 10 break skills in total to activate the Burning Greed to get the 15% crit rate buff, the 30% crit damage. But yeah, you need to land 10 skills first to get the additional buffs. Quite rough for some characters. I wouldn't recommend it on Jinwoo, to be honest. If you want to run a set on Jinwoo, I would recommend then instead going for the full Burning Curse set. It's kind of similar to a expert set, not as strong though. Like, my personal opinion with these sets is the strongest ability of these sets are the stats. That's the biggest thing. I do not believe that the abilities are that crazy, except for the Greed set. A full Blessing set, in my opinion, is not anywhere near as good as going with a 4-piece Destroyer set or one-hit kill set for supporters, and with a 4-piece set of the Aqua set. Nowhere even close in comparison. But why do you want to use full sets right now? The Workshop of Brilliant Light. You want to get these sets, and what these sets do is they give you more stats and they increase your total power. Fisher, for example, went from 109k CP to 121k CP. So what these sets basically do for you to get out of the red CP mark. For other content, let's say Battlefield of Time, I would avoid using these sets, because then you're better off with very distant sets which reduce your cooldowns. You have an Aqua set which boosts your attack even more, stuff like that. But with content where you are heavily underleveled, this is where you want to use these sets. And with the July update, we might get level 73 or level 80 equipment for our standard stuff. For example, for toughness and for very distant, that we are getting level 80 equipment or level 73 equipment, depending on what Netmarble is trying to do. And then we can farm those pieces again. Also, I believe for a Blessing set, the ideal part would be running a 4-piece Blessing set and then a 4-piece Aqua set, so you get the best of two worlds. If you watched my Workshop of Brilliant Light guide, you saw that my combat power was 420k with the same setup. And now, just because I switched the sets on CO And on Fisher, I am now at 461k. I gained another over 40k Comet power just because I switched the sets to a full greed set on Seo and a full blessing set on Fisher, which also helps out the Jinwoo and also helps out for my Hunters party, just to make sure that I can farm Vulcan, use the greed set on your breakers, the curse set on your DPS units, and the blessing set on your support Fisher Min for the time being. Yeah, that's all I wanted to show for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and also it pushes the algorithm as well. Thanks guys for watching. See you next time. Deuces.